There are a ton of DM resources out there. You have massive adventures, you have one-shots, you have tools and tables, but a section of DM resource that is very unexplored is modular locations. And I want to discuss them in this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about what a modular location is. I'm going to talk about what I like about them, and then I'm going to give you a free modular location at the end of the video, so stay tuned. But let's get to it. Before starting the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We're nearly at 14K, and I would love to see us break that barrier. So if you want to help out in that goal, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. All right, onward to the video. So what is a modular location? I think they're best thought of as puzzle pieces. So I want you to imagine that you have a box of puzzle pieces in front of you. Now, as a DM, you say, I want to build out a really cool city, and I want to fill it with some cool things. So you go into your puzzle box and you start reaching in there to pull out sections. You go, I want to pull out an interesting graveyard. So you reach in there and you pull out the graveyard puzzle piece. Now this graveyard puzzle piece has far more detail than it normally would because whoever created it sat down and made it specific. They put all of their focus on just that graveyard. So now you can really quickly reach in there, pull out a cool graveyard, and then you just plug it into your city. So do you want a haunted house? Great, pull it out. Do you want a bank? Cool, grab it, pull it out there. Do you want a cafe? Nice, you got that too. And so you can pull out all these puzzle pieces that fit your city, and you can make a city with a ton of depth. Which brings us to why I like this design style, and that's the key word, depth. I don't know if you've ever created your own homebrew world with dozens of cities, tons of dungeons and locations, and it's just spread out all over the place. You have a big map, very Tolkien-esque. Now you might have awesome initial ideas for each of these locations, but it can end up feeling really shallow. In fact, that's exactly what happened to me with my first homebrew campaign. I had so many cool ideas, but none of them were feeling super deep. They were only so full. And that's where I think modular design would have been huge for my homebrew worlds. Because modular design focuses on the micro, it focuses on the small, it focuses a lot of attention on each little sub-location. If you want to make your city all of a sudden feel way more full, you can start putting this focus on these sub-locations in your bigger locations, and it instantly makes them feel like they have more depth. It also gives a lot of inspiration, because if you have this cool bank, well, what does that mean for your city? It's this bank with certain dynamics, and the micro informs the macro. By having this cool bank, it changes your city and can give inspiration for different types of culture and adventures. Just like the macro informs the micro, it goes vice versa. You may not have thought about adding a Thunderdome to your city, but now that it's there, how does it change your city? How does it change the culture and the story? The micro informs the macro as much as the macro informs the micro. By changing a dynamic in a city, you change the city's soul. And I think that's really cool because when you get these pieces, you start making chemistry. You mix this piece with this piece, and then you mix both of those pieces with your imagination, and you come up with something totally unique. And I think that chemistry is a really powerful element that you get from modular design. I've really been thinking deeply about this kind of design, so I decided to design one for you guys. Completely free, you can find it in the description down below. But let me tell you a little bit about my design philosophy with it. So I wanted to build a location, but I didn't want it just to be a story-based location. No, if your party sees a casino in their city, the first thing that's going to come to their mind is gambling. They want to gamble more than they want an adventure location, right? So I wanted to make every modular location I ever create also function as the location it's supposed to be. So we have a fully functional casino. They can go there, they can buy drinks, they can see entertainment, and most importantly, they can gamble. And I really haven't loved gambling in D&D. I wanted to make it better. What were the problems? Well, problem number one is it was too simple. Too often it was just one person rolling a D20, and then the DM rolls a D20, whoever got highest wins. That's not even gambling, that's just playing rollies, right? And not only that, it also means it's just one-on-one interaction. The whole party's not involved. There's just one person who's kind of gambling, but not everyone's gambling with each other. So one, I wanted to make the games more complex, more interesting, to actually have rounds of betting. Then I also wanted to make sure that the whole party could be involved, whether they're playing against each other or the house. There's games for both. So check, I wanted a functional casino, and we got one. And you know what? I think a lot of DMs are just going to use this resource as a casino. No story included or their own story. And you know what? That's awesome. Modular design is not sacred, just like any design in D&D. It is up to your interpretation, and you can change it and splice it and use it however you want. And I wanted it to be a useful tool just for casino. But if your party so desires, they may be able to look beneath the surface of all this glitz and glam and find that the Exorbitant Dream Casino is actually a front for a very, very lucrative smuggling operation ran by the Emerald Thorns. And that's the second element of a modular design to me, is the story, is what's going on there. Why is it cool? Why is it unique? unique? Who are the NPCs? There's a lot more to add. And so for those people who don't just want a casino, but they want their casino to also be a story hook, it's there for you already. I'm really excited about this design style, and I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are behind it. What are some cool sub-locations we could build adventures out of, build these modular puzzle pieces from? Also, don't forget that you can go get the Exorbitant Dream completely for free, description down below, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. This is our first outing as creating our own material, so please give us feedback. We have a lot of room to improve, so we'd love to hear from you guys. But that's it for today's video. As always, my friends, I hope you have yourselves an incredible day, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you then.